Dear students, now we are going to discuss fading and its types in detail. In wireless communication, the radio signal is propagating over the wireless medium. So here we can consider the signal is propagating from the base station to the mobile unit. So when the radio signal is propagating in the wireless medium, it may be influenced by the propagation mechanisms like reflection, diffraction, scattering. Okay, so this will form the multipath propagation, so which fluctuates the received signal strength. So at this receiver side, we can get the signal with the fluctuations due to this multipath propagation. So here the reflection occurs when the electromagnetic wave impinges on the large dimensional object. So here diffraction means when the signal impinges on the sharp edge of the object. Okay. So next scattering. Scattering means when the signal impinges on a small dimensional object like trees and lamppost. Okay. So these all are the propagation mechanisms which will affect the signal strength. Okay. While propagating from the base station to the receiver side in wireless medium. So this is known as fading effect. So here we can simply define fading represents the fluctuations in the received signal strength over time and distance due to multipath propagation. So this one is an unwanted variation. So it can be reduced or avoided by using some mitigation techniques. Okay. So that we will discuss later on. So this fading affects the performance of the wireless communication system. Do you all understand this concept? Next, types of fading. So fading can be broadly classified into two types: large scale fading, small scale fading. So large scale fading means the signal variations occur over a large distance, for example, several hundreds or thousands of meters. Here small scale fading, that means the signal variations occur over short distance like a few centimeters to a few meters. So this large scale fading is further classified into two types: path loss and shadowing. Okay, so it is mainly for large distance. Okay, so here the small scale fading is an important one. It is further classified into two types: multipath spread and Doppler spread. So multipath spread, it depends on the time delay spread. Here Doppler spread depends on the frequency spread. Okay, so here the multipath spread is further classified into two types. One is flat fading, frequency selective fading. So here flat fading means the signal bandwidth is less than the channel bandwidth. So when the signal bandwidth is less than the channel bandwidth and also the time delay spread. Okay, so delay spread is less than the signal time. So here signal time means the input information signal, that is baseband signal. Okay, so whenever these two conditions are satisfied, that is known as flat fading. Frequency selective fading. So in this one, the signal bandwidth is greater than the channel bandwidth, and here the delay spread is also greater than signal period or the symbol period. Okay. So next, Doppler spread. So here it is further classified into fast fading and slow fading. So for this fast fading, the symbol period of the modulated signal is always greater than the channel period. So from this we can understand that the channel variation is faster than the signal variation. So that's why the channel time period is less than the symbol period. So here the signal bandwidth, that is the baseband signal bandwidth, is less than the Doppler bandwidth. So here slow fading. Slow fading means the channel variation is slower than the baseband variation. So it is very slower. The changes happen slowly in this channel when compared with this input signal. So here TS is less than TC and BS is greater than the Doppler bandwidth. You all understand this one? Next, the comparison between large scale fading and small scale fading. In large scale fading, the variations occur over large distance, that is from several hundreds or thousands of meters. In small scale fading, the variations occur over short distance, for example a few centimeters to a few meters. Okay, so here two effects are there. One is path loss and shadowing. So here the two effects are multipath effect, another one is Doppler spread. So based on these two we can have fast fading, slow fading, flat fading, frequency selective fading. Okay. So next, in this large scale fading, the long term variation is caused by this mobile unit moving into the shadow of the surrounding object. That is called as shadowing methods. Okay. So but for this small scale fading, the short term variation is caused by the multipath propagation. So small scale fading means it is mainly due to the multipath propagation. That is very important one. So next, the large scale fading affects the entire signal while propagating over a large distance. But for this small scale fading, it affects the individual symbols. Okay. So next here, the time variation is low. But for this short distance, the time variation is rapid. Here the large scale fading reduces the overall received signal power, but this small scale fading causes interference and distortion. So here this large scale fading can be avoided or reduced by using some techniques: power control, antenna placement, repeaters placement, diversity methods. Here we can use equalization methods, diversity, adaptive mechanisms. Okay. Next, the comparison of fast fading and slow fading. So in this fast fading, the channel variation is faster than the baseband signal variation. But for this slow fading, the channel variation is lower than the baseband signal variation. So here it varies quickly with the frequency, but the slow fading, it does not vary quickly with the frequency. Here the fast fading occurs due to high Doppler spread. Here the slow fading occurs due to low Doppler spread. So the next one is, here the symbol period is far greater than the coherence time of the channel period. Simply we can say the symbol period is greater than the channel period, because in this fast fading the channel variation is faster than the signal variation. So it is always far less than the signal time period. But for the slow fading, the channel variation is lower than the signal variation. So here the time period is far less than the channel variation. Okay. So next, the channel impulse response changes rapidly within the symbol duration. So within one symbol duration, the channel is getting varied very quickly. That's what given here. Okay. The channel impulse response changes rapidly within the symbol duration. So within the symbol duration, it can be varied. But for this slow fading, the channel impulse response changes at a rate slower than the transmitted symbol. Do you all understand this one? So next, here the signal bandwidth is less than the Doppler bandwidth, because this fast fading occurs due to high Doppler spread. So here Doppler spread is greater. But for the slow fading, here the signal bandwidth is greater than the Doppler bandwidth, because it occurs due to low Doppler spread. So Doppler spread is less than the signal bandwidth. So and finally we can compare these two signals with this comparison diagram. So we can take amplitude versus distance. So in this one, we can get the fast fading because the channel variation is faster than the baseband signal variation. But the slow fading, the channel variation is slower than the signal variation. You'll understand this concept?